if you want me. Run a time, entire army. Knees up off for the weed, it never did that call me. Use my name to get a viral, it kinda canny. Come round for the ride, love me no apart. For me to slut me ask if she give a brata. Them the rough like my dog, none of them know, sir. Just fuck me and deal with now pretty altar.
So Alkaline released his single, Key Man, and it's ruffling a lot of feathers right now on social media. A lot of people want to know who Alkaline is dissing, who Alkaline is taking shots at, Wagwan, a bag of things. Now, I told y'all this is one of the singles I was waiting for, expecting from my Alkaline right now. Because the state of dancehall, remember, trust me, right? So Alkaline finally released the single, Key Man, right? I even reviewed the cover art, and Alkaline forward with a different cover art, with the single, right? So you don't know, it's straight up badness. Alkaline basically a chuck on this he even said it, him tougher that like a Neil and Chuck. You say him a Chuck badness, right? On this track right here, Key Man. And the single itself is kind of like self-explanatory, I mean, Key Man, the key man, the one who holds the key, it even what may I tell you, in the Matrix, remember they had to go get the key man to go through certain doors, whatever. Play a very intricate or a key part of things, and this is why I think Alkaline titled this single Key Man, because the single to me, right, is based around everything that's going on social media. And what's going on social media right now is that Mavado was the last artist that stepped out and released this song, Big Guns. And, people were saying, especially the prominent YouTube bloggers such as Pterodon. And I think Pterodon, right? I we see Pterodon around Mavado the other day, after he put out or before he released the his review on the single Big Guns by Mavado. And Pterodon was saying that Mavado was taking shots at Alkaline, So it's only right that Alkaline addressed that in this single right here, Key Man. Right? Now, the way Alkaline addressed it, it probably went over a lot of people's head, because the first part Alkaline said, it's like you're using my name to get a buzz. And I must say, idols do become rivals, and this listening to this song, it gives me that. Like, Alkaline is saying, well, he's been around, a legend in the business. Right? I saw P came out the other day and even put out a video with Vado. I don't know if all these things is strategic, whatever, right? And P saying he's disappointed because even though Mavado was one of them gangster artists, he could have used his strength same way to shed light, right? And Mavado name is definitely out there right now. See? So to me, and if you listen to the song, like Alkaline is talking or reasoning with someone but still taking shots at the ops, I think you're gonna see, well, yes, he definitely addressed Mavado. Or if the people them or YouTube bloggers were saying that Vado single was this in Alkaline. And when Alkaline said it basically said we said none of them is above me. What was the line? He said it's like none of them higher than me, none of them is above me. You know what I mean? It's like he's the highest when it comes to dancehall right now, when it comes to this genre. Right? So no man is above him more. He didn't forward, or you could take it like he didn't forward from no camp. So he didn't forward from the Alliance, Gully Side, Gaza, whatever. He didn't fire from no camp, so no one is above him. He's gonna do what he wants to do at the end of the day. You know, like I said, you have to listen to the single. It's like it's like him and Vado is having a reasoning. The song is kind of like he built the song around a specific person, because when you listen to certain parts, he's saying them and they or whatever, right? He's speaking in general, but at a specific point of the song, especially in the second verse, to to the end part, right? He's speaking like to a specific person, because he's saying the person was around him. No, the last time I checked, Vibes Cartel wasn't around Alkaline. Massacre is not around Alkaline. Um, Certain artists, they're not around Alkaline, right? The last time I checked, Mavado, right? Because it was MVP, but after Jamil cut, right, and said what he said, and whatever, it was just Gully Vendetta. So now Alkaline is saying people around him, and he's saying this, um, and even what made it more convincing to me, he's saying, look, well, I know they're not 100, but I still shoot for them. I still defend them. I still, what I mean. And you could look at that as, or take it as, Alkaline. He shoot for Vado, because when him and Vado, because remember Alkaline is saying, them come around me. It's not like he's saying, well, me go around them. It's not like he's saying, because you can't really dish yourself in the song, right? Like saying you go around them and, well, you get for find out this. No, Alkaline is saying them come around me, you know. And it's like, them try to draw my energy. And it's like, no, yeah, try to style me, So all that drop in. Remember in Dangerous Youth, this is why they start drafting up these things that act like this, Mavado, and certain things. But I'm saying, no, when Alkaline released this single, Key Man, and I think he was addressing Mavado, and he's saying, look, it is what it is. Because if you're going forward wrong me, and, now you're going to wait until, some little whatever, and you're just gonna jump out and disrespect me, and all of these things, right? Because remember, Mavado said enemy for my phone, So even if Alkaline was trying to quell it on the phone, because I remember the same thing with Bound to Killer, and this is why I said in the single, Alkaline is sending shots out, right, to other artists, because wet bread and certain things, I don't think that went from Mavado. I don't think the wet bread line went for Vado. I don't think certain line went for Vado, but um, that could have been Massacre, vibe. Who else? Popcorn. That could have been certain artists. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, um, that certain lines to me, it didn't go for like Movado. Those lines went for other artists. See, but when he started speaking directly, right, like to the person in this single, and saying, well, yo, you're forward wrong me, and yeah, I use my energy, that's pathetic, that's corny, what I mean, that's kind of like, what I mean, because you remember he's saying this in the song, like you're using my name to get a viral moment and all these things, and that's weird. But he's saying it in the sense of like, you've been around me. I thought we was cool. I thought, certain things like, the loyalty part of it, right? Because remember, I can have the single where you said, debt to sell love, debt to sell loyalty. So as much as he's flossing and talking about the money, this is why they're gonna raise up the part about him saying brato. Brato just mean extra to me the last time I checked. All right. So in the sense of badness, he's saying, well, yes, I could give you a little extra. That's why he mentioned, about the we said if he looking crutches right now, and he looking for this, this female that's a hoe, or, or what people will refer to as what do they say, a slut or something like that, right? He's saying he was you know, even if he's trying to get some crutches, he's still asking for some. Well, do you give barter? Do you give a little extra? Maybe a little heads. You know, maybe like I can't see what else, or you know, I don't know. But barter just mean extra. So he's saying, you know, but he's in reference to that. He's saying, well, if you want to use that, that's all it means, a little extra. And right now, chucking the badness, I would give you a little extra. That's, you know. Why I tell you, Alkaline a really dangerous piece of boy, you know. But in the single, right? Key man, Alkaline they say, look, it is what it is. If you want war, we would just draft for the whole army. No, that line could have been like, oh, he's dissing Vibes Cartel. Cause like I said, a lot of these lines are double entendres. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we would draft for the army. That could have been like, yeah, I see people referencing to Vibes Cartel, single army, and it's like you're trying to put Vibes Cartel in this right now, even though he probably get a few binds outside of, you know, Alkaline addressing what's going on in the media right now. And I think that's with the whole Mavado thing, right? Um, some artists still get, you know, a few binds, and that's understandable. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? And even to me, I like I said in the single, Mavado still pick up like a leg shot. You know, he didn't get a headshot, even though Alkaline, you know, they say sort of things. I think Mavado pick up a leg shot. It's just like a, you know, well, you could get it too. You know what I mean? It's like a warning. You know, set a bait, and you know we shoot out there and see, well, you know, who brave enough, who's willing enough, who, you know, willing to put their title up and give Alkaline a challenge. You know, and this is the single I was waiting for, because I'm saying, man, come on, you know, we need this right now, especially for my Alkaline, because boy, may I tell you, I'm not even going to try to speak on the other artists them what they got going on, because like I said, this single is what Alkaline is. This is what I expected. The man touching certain things and said, well, yo, you know, certain things, it's just weird right now, man. You know, it's like everybody get cold up, and you know, especially with the unity thing. How we see Vado and Vibes Cartel, even with the DJ Khaled thing. Even though I hear that album might be canceled because Drake is not on it, and DJ Khaled didn't get the Drake features, and you know, with the or Kendrick Lamar, whatever. And I must give it up to Vado too, because Vado is brave enough. Vado is not a soft so you know, no walkover, no soft so artist. Right? Mavado is the only artist, dinosaur reggae artist on the hardcore side of that. She step out and disrespect Drake. Right? But right now it's not even looking for Drake. It's not looking good for him with the whole Kendrick Lamar and him, you know, with the lawsuit. Well, Mavado was brave enough to step out and disrespect Drake, you know. Well, Alkaline did it too, you know, when he disrespect Popcorn, you know, with the whole Bagarite and Tampon and, you know, yeah, right. So to me, why, when I lie? And then when Alkaline said none of them is higher than me, none of them is above me, all of them, like I said, they followed under camp, right? Vado Vibes Cartel Alliance, Popcorn, the all of them, Gaza, you know. It's only Tambaleed, all of them, you know, Gaza same way. It's only Alkaline forward out and say, Vendetta, run with that, you know, and build off of that. Even Popcorn still branched off and say unruly, but at the time, you know, Popcorn, he was already under the umbrella of Gaza Nation. He just branched off, you know, like Vibes Cartel and Mavado, you know, they busy signal all of them, right? They was alliance, but then they branched off and build their own, you know, camp, right? Or build a fan base, whatever. Vibes Cartel He did the same thing. Vado tried it, but you know, some of the artists them on the Vado never bust same way. You know what I mean? Like Chase Cross. Well, we could say Flex bust, but he didn't bust on the level where, you know what I mean? You know, who else? Right? And then we see Vado now is pushing this NATO with him, his new artist J.A. Dexter Daps. And I don't know if that's one of the things too where Alkaline is saying, well, you know, no one is above him, because if Alkaline fall under that, just like when Jamil came up with the whole MVP thing, it's like Jamil came up with that brand, and it's like the whole of the artists, they fall under that brand. Because if Jamil came up with it and say MVP and they went ahead with it, then, you know, but Alkaline always had the vendetta, you know, Gully side, Patriots. But Patriots, you know, he cut, and it was Gully vendetta. And now we're seeing that, you know, the Gully vendetta might, you know, there might be a split there. Because you don't know Varo, two bull can't rage in the same pen, you know. And you don't know Varo stay Alkaline. So it's one of them situations where it could be idols just become rivals. And the last of, you know, the two dying breed have to go at it to see who was the best. Because remember, Vibes Cartel done say him not deal with Clash since him forward out to prison. And him want to see Massacre and Alkaline and certain things. So I think this single is not much of like a Vibes Cartel Massacre this, even though they might get a few binds or a popcorn or whoever, because he's saying, well, he's not a soft soap, he's not there, you know, he's saying certain thing in the single, but at the end of the day, who he's addressing that's around him, you know, that's the last artist I checked, it was Mavado. I mean, I can't go around that, because if you listen to the single, like Alkaline is holding the reasoning, or two artists or all the reasoning, you know, you would think so. Well, I would think so. Cause Vado being the elder artist would reason with Alkaline and tell Alkaline certain thing. Maybe that's why Alkaline said Chatty Mo get put on mute. Yeah. And a lot of people would say, you know, um, Alkaline was taking shots at certain people, but they couldn't figure it out who it was. Cause it's like you holding a reasoning. And it's just like Alkaline in the single now is responding to say, well, yo, it is what it is. You know? Maybe Alkaline have more ammunition to go against a Vado. And I said this before. If Vado for Clash Alkaline is going to be an uphill battle. Some people probably don't get, or they didn't get what I was saying at the time. Because they looking at Vado as this, you know what I mean? But there's something that draw me close to the you there, Alkaline, same way, because he showcased certain things that this is why we could be here talking about this right now. Like I said, when idols become rivals, you know. So, I mean, if it is what it is. To me, I would just wait for hear what Vado would have to say after the single, and if any artist, because the single was constructed in a way that if any other artist want to step in right now and defend the thing, then it is what it is. But it's Vado, you know. Especially the last part of the song, the second verse of the last part, when he's chatting up all these things and saying, well, you know, it's kind of like personal, you know, it's like, what that for? And then you wait for the option, or, you know, wait for something to just happen for you to just come out and disrespect me. So that means you're not even loyal, because, you know, we could have quelled this on the phone. And then in Mavado single, Mavado said enemy pun him phone. You know what I mean? And you remember when Alkaline this Bounty Killer, when Bounty Killer came out and said what he said, he said he dissed Alkaline broad, and Alkaline went in his DM and, you know, and disrespect him personally. So maybe Alkaline is saying, well, yo, why we could have settled this personal, you know what I mean? If there was a problem there. But you went out there now and just, take bait up and, because I don't think Vado career, because Vado went wrong, Alkaline's career sink and all them thing. Like I said, that could have been for other. Y'all probably gonna get different updates, man, as we get, dive into this single. Cause this one right here, for now, yeah, I'm satisfied with this one for now. Because I see how we got, we have the place away right now. But let's wait and see, man. Let's wait and see who's gonna respond and who's gonna take up the mantle, the torch to say, well, yeah, it is what it is. But right now, I'm enjoying this single right now. See, and people asking how Vado get this and how this and and I'm not running with your other bloggers to say, well, I'm in cahoots with them. No, I'm saying Vado get this in the sense of Alkaline is saying, yo, why would you do that? You know what I mean? It's like, why would you? Why may I tell you some people don't, well, I guess loyalty do have an expiration date. As you say, I don't know. But that is a love. That is a loyalty. And then, do you say if you get up every day and give away your strength, this is what happened. You have to preserve. Remember, I brought TV tell one of that. Preserve, protect your energy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, what? I could step out and say, yo, jerk this shit up. And then I try disrespect me when I would even put my life on the line for them. And them you know what I mean? Them no loyalty. Them no, you know what I mean? No, brother. I'll fling some shot, but boy, may I tell you, I'm enjoying this single though, people. You guys let me know if you are enjoying this same way. He-Man. Tougher than Neelan or E-Man. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm enjoying this one right now, So, you guys let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section.
Know them 100 but still kill for them. Sound look like warrior but them innocent. You're a week out if every day you get up your strength. Just turn up now wait pan fall out, what the difference? Yeah, man, say walk the walk, talk the